It's really, really, really important. You have to have.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview the top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Lead Agent Secrets.
Topic 2 is systems, processes, and scripts. Why is that your second secret to success?
For many years, I'm always a system-driven person. I have checklists for everything. My cabinets are labeled in my house, right? I like organization. It helps keep me focused. But I noticed when I started my team in 2017, I had systems for most of what we did. But I started spending without those systems and processes. I all of a sudden started spending time doing those low dollar tasks again because I didn't have systems that I could just hand off and delegate, right? If you have no system, if you have no process, you're constantly having to train somebody how to do something. That takes a lot of time away from making money, right? If you have a system that you can just delegate, they can take that, duplicate it, get it done. There's less needing you.
Walk us through a little bit more granularly. There's a lot of L's in that word. Some of the systems and processes that you've put in place that have actually allowed you to leverage your time and scale.
Sure. The big thing is training for my agents. I have a whole curriculum. I know when I bring an agent on that there's going to be a 12-hour onboarding training. And I know each time we meet what we're going to work on. I know that if we're not hitting these points, if we're not understanding these things, we're not moving on to the next one. That saves me a ton of time down the road. I'm not getting calls 24/7 about questions, right? Even just my assistant. I know that in the morning, my assistant can look at our day, see what needs to be accomplished. She's not coming in and asking me a million questions because there's a process, there's a checklist, there's a system. For everything we do, there's a script, from answering the phone to preparing for a buyer consult, to what we talk about in a buyer consult, what we make sure we went through with the buyer, what we do at the end of the appointment, what we do when we get an accepted offer, what do we do when we close. And that way we are staying in front of our clients for years to come, right? There's a system from when we close a property, it can all be delegated, automated. It's not needing us to physically do most of it. We don't forget things on consults. Our buyers feel a lot more confident writing offers because we know we haven't forgotten anything. It's just so important in running your business smoothly.
How long did it take you to put together all of the systems and documentation?
Sure. A lot of it I was building up over the years, but I would say from where we are now, when we started our team, it probably took me a good year to get where we are. When looking back, it probably was a good year before I felt like there was a system for every single thing we do, a script for everything we need to say, a process for everything.
And I guess the obvious next question is, with hiring more people like you touched on, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the intro, but your team did over 200 deals last year. You did north of 60 just personally. And, I'm sure you're looking to scale. The scripts, the processes, the systems for the people you've currently brought on, did they go through that process? Was that in place prior to them, or was that in place? Or was that kind of like, I'm doing it whilst we're doing it together type deal?
Good question. A little bit of both. And you can tell the difference because I don't have all the agents that I started with, right? And I found a lot in that year was amazing learning and growth though, because I definitely saw where I was lacking. But now when a new agent, my agents now have pretty much all been through the program. So we have the initial onboarding program, then we have a mentoring program, then we have weekly training, plus they have access to all of my training scripts, processes in a Drive file too. I want to make sure that they are prepared to go out there and represent our team when they are helping people with the biggest purchase and sale, of their lifetime, possibly.
So with these systems now in place, and like you touched on, not everyone, I guess, like you said, who first came on has survived, and it was because I imagine let's say a ropey onboarding, because this is what we tend to see with regards like agent retention. The biggest issue is onboarding agents efficiently, effectively, to get them up to speed, because we've heard some amazing team structures that they do have actually everyone's W-2. So there isn't that same kind of pressure, but 99% of people in real estate are commission only. And it's your duty to actually get them up to speed as fast as humanly possible, because in that training mode, they're not making a fucking dime. Right.
Yes.
And that's where people, I think that's why they have such bad retention as an industry, but it's also why the top teams have amazing retention. Like we've spoken with a bunch of people who've had agents with me 6, 8, 10 years, which seems almost unheard of. But actually, when you start looking at the top teams and the top brokers and whatnot who've structured it, it's because when someone comes in, like the way they are pushed through the system is just so eloquent. It works, and they know they'll get a result. We were speaking with someone the other day. Brand new agents they've grown very big as well. And now, 2 years, I want to not sell another home. So they brought on 8 agents over last year, and 2 of them, brand new agents, in their first month, had sold their first ever home. That's how good his systems were, and within the first year had already done over 6 figures.
Yep.
And it's like, he was a military guy, and he was like, my systems are fucking on point. Like, I know this shit works. So when I like recruit people into my team, he's like, I just make sure that they are aware of the standards that I set. And like, I'm here to help you achieve your goals. So he brings in people that he can align with regards. They do have goals. They want to make 6 figures plus, and they're not here just to kind of collect this paycheck and do, a couple of grand a month. He's like, want real people. And there's a lot to be said for that, especially with teams. It's like aligning yourself with people that share the vision, share the goal, whether that's brokerage or team based,
Exactly. And I made that mistake at the beginning of this, I would say middle of this last year. I work with newer agents. I'm not opposed to bringing more experienced agents on, but my team is structured. My business model is structured more for newer agents. It fills me up bringing a new agent on and seeing them succeed and start to make money right away. I love that. I love mentoring them through the problems, but I was getting to a point where I was kind of bringing on anybody that wanted to, right? That would take the step to get licensed. And my business model, if my agents aren't closing, I'm losing money very quickly. The way I have it structured. And I started to realize there is something to say for having, right now I have 3 agents, and we're doing more deals than when I had 6, 7, 8 agents.
Yeah.
And we're all aligned. That vision, we all have that same vision. Just like I do my goals, I expect them to do their goals. It's something that we talk about a lot. I review their goals with them every year. So I agree. It's really, really, really important. You have to have, if you're going to start a team, you have to have the systems, processes, training available.
Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching 100% for free, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.